Hi, guys. I don't want any tears today. This is our last chapter in the book, chapter 17. It's called Travel Planning, Loading, Towing, and Driving Special Vehicles. Okay? Things like campers and boats, and even we get into semis and things like that. Remember, a semi, driving a CDL with a large 18 wheeler, it's the same basic principle as towing a trailer, camper, towing a boat, towing anything like that. Same basic principle because you're on that pivot. So we're going to talk about those types of things. One of the things to remember if you're planning an extended drive, preparing can often pay off. A lot of times I know the route I'm going to take or the rough route I'm going to take if I'm going like on vacation or something like that. Maybe I got a backup route, but I have a basic idea of where I'm heading. I don't just trust the GPS. Now, when I get to the area where I'm trying to find what I'm trying to find, like maybe my hotel and stuff, maybe I'll pop the GPS on at that point. The nice thing about a GPS is if you get detoured, you can find your way back very easily. That's the nice thing about having a GPS. My kids laugh at me because I always take my GPS off because I do the opposite of what they want because I know where I'm going usually. So it's maybe the last minute where I'm trying to find the address that the GPS is the most effective. So just kind of, think about that. But when you plan ahead, you're going to have fewer troubles. You're probably going to save fuel because you know where you're going to go. You're not going to go off on these tangents and that. Again, and it depends on the type of vacation you're taking. If you're taking a vacation where you want to go on tangents, then go for it. You also have enhanced safety. Okay, if you're trying to hit certain areas in less traffic time, it's going to be less concern for an accident and things like that. Okay, one of the things to help yourself, we've talked about sleep deprivation and driving and that. You should really stop at every 2 or 3 hours and just get a little break. Maybe walk around, maybe grab a little bite to eat. Be careful how much you eat because if you eat too much, you'll get tired. Okay, a lot of after lunchtime you're kind of tired, so you may want to grab a quick sandwich, maybe a cup of coffee to go with it, maybe a little Pepsi to go with it, something with a little caffeine, get a little pick-me-up so that you don't fall asleep. Okay, and again, it depends how long a trip. If you're taking a 6-hour trip, it's a little different than taking a 12-hour trip. So just kind of be aware of that. And one of the other things you want to do when you're taking a long trip, you want to drive during a wait time. Okay, some people really like to leave at like midnight to avoid traffic, things like that. But if you're not a third shift worker, that can really throw your body into a disarray. Okay. Now, a couple things to think about when you're driving a large truck, a camper, something you're towing. Okay. First thing you want to do is when you make a left turn at an intersection, you want to pull into the intersection. I'm pushing my hands at the camera here. You want to pull into the intersection so that you're out there further in order to make that turn so you don't cut across and catch somebody with the back of your trailer. Okay, be it a boat, be it a camper, be it a semi. Okay, so you want to go further into the intersection. And then when backing a trailer, you want to make sure that your focus should be on the left side because that's where you're sitting. Okay, that's where you're going to have the best visual. You're going to have less visual on that right side because you're further away from those mirrors and things like that. So you're going to have less of a direct view of what you're backing up to. So the left side is usually a little easier to turn towards. Okay. One of the things to think about is curves. Okay, as I'm going on curves, driving down the highway and curve, and you're not slowing down a lot maybe, but you're on a curve. Okay, you want to be aware for curves to the left. You want to stay to the edge of the road, okay? Because you don't want to drag that trailer across that yellow line when you start going around that curve again, depending how sharp that curve is. And when you're going to the right, okay, you want to keep to the center so you're not dragging the back of the trailer off into the gravel. Okay, just a couple things to think about curves. Okay. When you're backing the trailer, we already talked the left side you have the best visual of, but you want to turn the steering wheel the opposite way you want the direction of the back of the trailer to go because it's on a pivot. So when I turn my wheel to the left, my trailer is going to go to the right. Okay. Because my car is going to the left, it's going to push that pivot over the other way. Okay, so just understand you're going to turn the steering wheel in the opposite direction when you're backing up. When you're driving a recreational vehicle, a semi, boat, camper, whatever, you want to give yourself an increased following distance because if something really weird happens, you're going to have to stop, and people in front of you probably will be able to stop a lot quicker than you can. So you want to make sure that you're keeping that following distance a little further than normal. Okay. When you're driving a vehicle with a trailer, you're going to need more time to pass. Why? Because you're probably longer than a normal car. No matter what you're towing, you could be towing an 8-foot trailer, you could be towing a 25-foot camper. you're still longer than generally a passenger vehicle. So just kind of be aware of that too. Okay? When turning a vehicle with a trailer attached, you want to signal sooner. Okay? Because it allows those people around you to know what you're doing. Okay? I always tell my students when I'm driving with them, they'll ask, do I use a signal when we're just going on this curve? Do I do a signal here? Do I do this? And I always tell them that signals have never killed anybody, but not using them has. Okay? So you want to make sure you use them. Okay? I hope that answers all the questions on the quiz. Watch this video. There's another worksheet with this unit for Chapter 17 that goes with the teen driving video. So make sure that you watch those videos and you do that worksheet as well, because that's another piece of classwork for this chapter. I think there's only 1 or 2 video sheets throughout all the chapters I recorded for you guys. At this point, all 6 chapters are done. Finish up that work. If you haven't done a project, finish that up. If you owe me driving, finish that up, and we will be done. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.